Alright, in this video we are going to be going over what I consider to be the best fruits in Battle Royale for Grand Peace. I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm not going to just say one overall best fruit because I don't think there really is genuinely one overall. I mean, I'm sure there's one overall best fruit, but, you know, what are the chances you're going to get that fruit? And also, certain fruits fit certain situations just a little bit better. So the first fruit that I am going to want to say, which I believe is better if you're strictly going for those battle royales, and it's really good for late game, and if you've managed to make it through the early and mid game sections, I'm going to actually have to go and say Paw. The reason that I say Paw is because sure, its kit is a little, basic. It's good for one-on-one PvP as well as slight crowd control with these like little AoE moves that it has. It also has a transportation move that has an unlimited range and immediate activation. So it is really good if you can set it up and just be ready for a fight. You know, you can just run in, and then as long as you're more than like 2 feet away from the person you're fighting, you just pop it, and then you're out of there, right? Really, really, really good. I like it for, you know, you can just run into fights with confidence, and then if you're overwhelmed, you get jumped, third-partied, whatever, you grab your loot, you fight however much you can, and you just get out of there. But the main reason that I'm putting it on that list, other than transportation, is actually going to have to be the ult. If you get in that final circle, and you have that ult, you pretty much win. Unless you're fighting somebody with Takai, which, you know, there's hard workarounds for that, and barely anybody has Rokushiki in a match. Takai will mess you up a little bit, but maybe there's a chance you'll break through Takai if they forget to pop it with Hockey, as well as the fact if you have enough in Paw. There's a chance that you could break that Takai, I think, but again, pretty slim chances. They'd have to have a low defense. But you just fully charge that ult, and since that ult gives you a really strong damage negation, you're not gonna have to worry about dying while you charge it. As long as you charge it, you know, above half health, then you should not really worry about dying. And then the knockback on it is super duper insane. The charge on it takes a while, so people can't just hop out of zone for a little, hop into the storm for a little, or hop into the zone for a little, whatever it's called, wait it out and then hop back in, because you could release it at any moment, and the charge takes forever. So you can really just hold it out for a really long time, not worry about dying, and then release it and send everybody flying into the storm. So it is really, really, really good for that. I love it for a very late game. Earlier game, it's kind of a little harder to fight with, but you could definitely stay alive, which I really do like. And if you know how to use it in a 1v1 PvP sense, so you can very easily get through that early to late game. So I really do like it, and I do think getting Paw is super easy for winning Battle Royale. The next one I want to talk about, which I don't believe is as good, but is still really good, is Goro. It's very good for very similar reasons. It has super good mobility. I think it's better mobility than Pika for Battle Royale specifically. I know it is slower, but being able to control it is just way better. You head into a direction, you regret that direction, there's people in that direction, whatever, you just turn around. You can fly straight up, fly straight down, do whatever you need to do to get away from people. As well as the fact that the moves are very, very, very high AoE, which is really good for Battle Royale, you know, third party and final circle, all that good stuff. And its ult is super high AoE, fairly high knockback, definitely nowhere near as good as knockback as Paw, but it's still a really good knockback on it. You could be able to get, I don't think you'd be able to get every single person into the storm, and they'll easily be able to Takai this ult. That's the only reason I don't like it as much. I think it's just a dumbed down Paw in the sense that you can't get out of fights as easily. You can't kill people in final circle as easily, but I guess you are better off just in fights. So early to mid game, I do think that Goro is better than Paw, but late game, I think Paw is definitely significantly better. Okay, one thing I want to get out of the way before I move on to like 2 rare fruits that I think would be really good for Battle Royale. Obviously, if you get either mythical fruit, you're going to do super good in Battle Royale. Whether it's Tori, which I think would be better for like a duos or squads, or Mochi, which is pretty much a guaranteed win if you can get that ult off in final circle, you're winning, right? Like the moves are too good. I think if you get Tori late game, if you get Tori in a group late game, you're just winning. You can heal your whole team if you just run a high stamina build. high devil fruit build, you just be the support of your whole team. It would be definitely really easy. And Mochi, you could just ult and hold people in place, and I think it's just too good if you get mythicals. But hey, I've never even gotten a mythical in Battle Royale, so that goes to show kind of how difficult it is to get your hands on them. But that's not the point. Anyway, talking about the rare fruits, I think the 2 rare fruits that would be best for this is, obviously, I just want to get Bomb out of the way. Of course, everybody knows Bomb is probably the best rare fruit you can use. I do have another one I want to say, but let's get Bomb out of the way first. Bomb has a very good high damage output if you run it with a high devil fruit build, making it very good for one-on-one fights. Even maintaining a 1v2 fight can be pretty good with how much range, low cooldown, and low stamina drain you get. You can spam, still chucking out high damage, and I think that's really good. It's also very easy to run away. Bomb is given very good mobility with Bomb, Leap, and that dash, considering the fact the majority of people won't have GPO. Getting that Bomb Leap is super good for just getting away from people, especially early game when nobody really has other mobility moves. Like, no other rares really have good mobility moves, and nobody's finding fighting styles super early game. So it's really easy to just cover crazy distance early game, which I do like a lot about Bomb. And obviously the main thing about Bomb, the reason people use Bomb at all in Battle Royale, is self-destruct. I'm sure it happens every final circle. A Bomb user will self-destruct, and there's like a 50-50 chance they'll win. It really depends on how good they are using that self-destruct and how lucky they are with people seeing them, or how much damage they've already taken, because if you don't know, it scales off of your max HP, so it'll drain more HP. And if they don't have that much health already, then their self-destruct won't do much damage. I don't recommend self-destructing in solos that much. I think if you're running squads, duos, it's significantly better, because there's going to be somebody who can clean up that last person who might have lived or had Takai or something. But if you're running it in solos and you die and there's one person who's one shot, then you lose, and it kind of sucks. But I do think, if you have no other option, I guess go for that self-destruct. And if you think you can guarantee this win off of that self-destruct, like nobody has Roku, nobody can fly out of the zone and come back in immediately, then yeah, go for it. But I think it's always very iffy and very luck based if you're going to be able to pull off that self-destruct in solos, while in duos and squads, it's just like, why not? You're going to hit people with it, so you might as well. But yeah, Bomb's obviously a very powerful fruit in Battle Royale. Its kit is just super good for it. Again, low stamina drain, low cooldowns, high damage output, high AoE. What more could you ask? Then another one that I don't think obviously is as good, but I think is a underappreciated pick, is Bari. I think Bari is really good for Battle Royale. It definitely takes a little bit more brain power to use. It definitely takes more skill to use properly, and it's very situational. I won't say it's super good for getting Battle Royales, even though it is pretty decent for getting Battle Royales, because you can use that barrier wall in fights, third-party fights, or even in 2v2s for duos and squads, and you can just push people out of the zone unsuspecting if they're not blocking, and you can just make them take a ton of damage, because that barrier wall usually has very high knockback for some reason. But yeah, so I do like barrier a lot, but the thing I think it's best for is like duos and squads, singling people out with barrier sphere. You can barrier cage people, high combo potential, as well as the fact that the barrier ult usually has very high knockback, so you could use barrier spikes to knock people out of the zone, which is also something that is very nice. The truth is, like, these rare fruits just don't have a lot of competition, so the only one that puts up a really good front is Bomb, and then barrier I think is also really good, so I thought I would just mention it. But if you look at like Marrow, Horo, they're good for individual fights, they're even good for 2v2 fights, but when it comes down to that final circle, they just don't really have anything that would really help a lot. You got 5-10 people in that final circle, and it's a big gang war. Marrow, Horo aren't really going to help you. Gum isn't really going to help you. Bazooka or Rifle maybe could for a little bit, but they're not going to help you all that much. But I think Bari and especially Bomb would help a lot, and obviously Paw and Goro. I think Paw is the best, in my opinion. I think Paw is the best non-mythical fruit that you can get in Battle Royale. Anyway, that's all I have to say for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Peace.